Hello, everybody. We are live. I'm getting my hair pinned up so it's not falling down as I try to lean over and talk. And I'll give the greeting and we will go ahead and get things started. So, welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. On this episode of the Shoutout Sunday Show, I'm leading a discussion inspired by Derral Eves' video, YouTube content strategy that every YouTuber needs to know. I was really pretty impressed by that video, and so I thought it would be something good for us to talk about today. And then I'll do a few shout outs, and then, as always, I'll give updates on open advice and collabs. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women and men how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, then you are in the right place. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So hit that subscribe button and then double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you've joined us on the replay, welcome to you too. You'll definitely get good value from what it is that we do here today. So jump in on the conversation, leave us some comments in the comment section or questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And for those of you who have joined us live, thank you so much for joining me. And how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You have jumped in on a meeting of the Sister Circle. And in the Sister Circle, we are all about promoting one another, helping to lift each other up, and growing our YouTube channels one subscriber at a time. And we got some people here that have been trying to catch me live, and they finally did it today. So Pat's Home Craft says she's finally made one of the live shows. So Pat, how you doing? Guys, this is Pat's first live show, so say hello to her. Let's give her a circle up. And so Pat, in case you're wondering what this circle up is, this is the Sister Circle. And when we say circle up, that means we are ready to take care of business. We are trying to execute whatever strategies that may be to grow our YouTube channels one subscriber at a time. So, hey, Wendy from Wendy Always Busy, good to see you. Lifestyle of Laura, it's good to have you with us as well. There's my friend Carol from My Blessed Nest, and then, of course, Mary from Rocky Mountain Gardens. Mary, you got to keep me on track tonight. I have to be off by 9 o'clock. I've got to go over and help my sister get my mom put to bed for the night. So I have a new routine now that we are starting tonight. So when you just kind of help me keep track of the time. So, say, okay, Denise, it's like, okay, this is where we are. So let's keep it moving. And then, so Carol or Mary, I think Carol and Marilyn usually help, or Diva help keep me on track with that. So you guys help me stay on track tonight. And then Simply Carla Jones, how are you doing? Andrea at the Queen's Court. So it's good for you to join us as well. So Pat, you are being welcomed to the Sister Circle. And so here we go. So guys, I have to tell you what, I watched that Derral Eves video and it just really had me thinking about things a little differently. But now let me get to that yet. So I'll have to check out Pat's video because Carol is saying she just finished Pat's video and that it was really good. So where was Pat's video? What was it in? So Carol, tell me so I can check it out as well. Pat said my family will be busting in telling me to finish up. My sister will be calling saying, okay, it's getting late. When you come over here? So yeah. So she will be doing that. So one of the things we always do before we get into it, it was like, I like to know what you guys are sipping on. Tonight, I just have some ice water, nothing special, just plain old ice water. And I am going to try to get back on my eating plan. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have gained a lot of weight. And I can tell when I look at the videos this year compared to last year, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm really going to work on that. So, hey, Eat to Live Strong. It's good to have you with us as well today. Oh, on the Fun Day Sunday collab. Okay, I haven't checked that out yet. So Carla's got water. Eat to Live Strong, I forgot your name. So if you could let me know what that is, I'd appreciate it. And then Laura's got water, sparkling water. Mary's got water. A lot of us just have water today. And Laura said she feels me on the weight gain. I don't know, since I've been staying home with this COVID-19 thing, all I've been doing is eating and comfort food, mashed potatoes with gravy, ice cream, chicken and noodles. And we have that for dinner tonight. So what do you guys cook for dinner tonight? Shelly. Eat to Live Strong is Shelly. So let me write that down again. And then it may take me a little bit to remember it, but I will get there eventually. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into things just to make sure that I stay on track tonight. So I already know what everybody's drinking. And then one of the things I do want to ask is, did anyone do anything different with their call to action this week? Like last week, we talked about calls to action, and I was just wondering if anyone had time to do anything different with that. So Laura had pulled barbecue chicken, fried zucchini, and cherries. Oh, that sounds good. Carol had fruit for dinner. Oh, what a healthy dinner. Carol, that is nice as well. So, okay, so let me just type this in the chat. And last week, one of our topics was about CTAs or call to action. Did anyone do anything different with that? And I got a reason for asking, but I'm just kind of curious tonight. So, okay, so Laura said she tried to remember to ask for a call to action in the middle and at the end of the video. Okay, middle and the end. Did anyone else? I try to ask for a call to action at the beginning and then again at the end. And if I can remember to, I might have a different one earlier on. Mary said she tries putting her call to action in the middle of her video. Okay. So, all right. So we'll come back to that. Keep that thought. We're going to come back to that. So Pat, one of the things that we do here is that we try to talk about strategies that can help our YouTube channels to grow. So Carla Jones said she tries to remember it in a few videos. Shelly at Eat to Live Strong says she tries to do hers in the middle and the end. And Laura tries to ask users to answer a question in the middle of the video, and it has been working. I like that. And then Carol says she can't remember when she did it, but she did something different in the middle and asked for subscribers. Okay, hold those thoughts, and we'll come back to them later. All right, so there's that. We'll come back to that in just a little bit. So for today's show, I'll give you guys the rundown for today's show, and then we'll jump into a couple of things. So last week, as I said, we talked about what your next video strategy should be, and particularly in regard to the versus video. So when I say versus, I'm talking about versus. So like this versus that. And, oh, wait a minute. I got a little typo there. This versus that. So that was part of the strategy that we talked about last week. And we'll briefly review that concept. And now that you have time to think about it, we'll talk about what plans you might have made to execute that strategy on your channel. And if you've not seen that video just yet, one of the things that Heather and Melissa were suggesting in the video was that we make a video about two somethings, this versus that. And I made a video on bar soap versus hand soap. Or maybe you might do a video on, Legos versus Hot Wheels cars or something like that. Whatever, but where you're either comparing two objects, to topics, to strategies, to something. And those are supposed to be good. Hey, Diva, it's good to have you with us today. I missed you last week. So in case you're wondering if people notice when you're not around, yes, we do. We miss you when you're not here. So we'll hit on that in just a second. And then we'll talk about tonight's video assignment, which is YouTube content strategy that every YouTuber should know. And I just found that video so interesting. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll get updates on open invites and collabs. And keep in mind that if we don't get to the open invites and collabs, I will get them tweaked and put them in the description box for tonight's video. And I already mentioned we're going to have to keep tonight's show till 9 o'clock. So, you know, moderators are going to help me stay on track in regards to that. So, okay. So now, first of all, Pat, you may not know this, but the Sister Circle Challenge for the month of July was our video series challenge. And the ladies and the gent were encouraged to come up with a video series of 5 videos or more on some kind of a topic that was evergreen for their YouTube channel. And this is the last week of July. So this is the last week so we'll be wrapping up that challenge. And what you were encouraged to do was to get at least one of those videos started or uploaded on your channel. So maybe you were going to be like, for example, I've got some holiday cooking coming up. And one of the ones that I wanted to get started was my turkey holiday meals. And so I got my how to brine a turkey. That one's up. And then some other things. So this is the last week that I'll talk about that series. Now, that doesn't mean it's the last week you're going to do it. I don't think I'm going to bring it up again. We'll see. But you were supposed to at least get the first of the 5 videos in that series uploaded. And then for August, we'll have a new challenge. And let me just check my notes to make sure. Okay. And then we'll talk about the video assignment for tonight's show, which is the YouTube content strategy we want everyone to do. Oh, wait a minute. I'm backing up now. My printer was starting to run out of ink. So now look at my notes. It's like this ink is real red. It's very pale. I can barely see it. And then I got the black ink down below. So it's like, okay, I can barely read what's here. So anyway, we'll have a new challenge for the month of August. So look at your calendar and see where you are for that July challenge. And when I say look at your calendar, I'm talking about your editorial calendar. And so, for example, for my editorial calendar, I've got a planner like this, and I will put things in it where I will list what video content I'm planning on having for the month of August, when I plan to upload it, that kind of thing. So you need to have that. So Pat says she's been working in a series and she's already put out 3 of that series. So she's been on track without knowing it. Great, Pat. Now that's what I'm talking about. And I know that Darcy at Organized by Darcy, her last video in a series of 7 on home organization finishes up this week. So there we go with that. Okay, so and Pat's series, it's all about fall. So Pat, let me write that down so I can be sure to check it. And then if someone else has a series that I have missed, let me know, and then I'll mention it next week. All right, so there's that. So our video assignment tonight comes from the Derral Eves channel, and it is the video called YouTube content that every YouTuber should know. So there's that. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, so now I'm giving you a rundown of what we're going to talk about. So now let's talk about it. So last week we talked about what your next video should be if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers. And I think this could even be good content for someone with more than that, and that is the versus video. So how many of you have a versus video, this versus that video planned for your editorial calendar? Who's got that plan? Tell me if you know about it. So Pat's got her It's All About Fall series, and Carol is saying that's probably evergreen. So yeah, that probably is. And one of the things we want to encourage is evergreen topics. So who's thought about an evergreen topic in the versus category. So my versus video last week was bar soap versus hand soap, and I did that as a live stream. So who else has thought about a versus video? Anyone else? So Mary said not yet. She'll have to start thinking of an idea. So be thinking about what evergreen topic can you get for your channel. And last week we gave some examples for the crafters. So let's say for the crafters, you could do maybe this paper versus that, this glue versus that glue, this craft knife versus that craft knife, whatever. So just think about what are some of the tools that you use in your particular area that can be evergreen. So Carla Jones says she's got something planned for Friday in her back to school series. Okay, so Pat's saying, well, what is evergreen? Evergreen is a topic that is always being searched. Like the video that I just uploaded yesterday was how to clean a glass cooktop stove. That's an evergreen topic. It's always being searched. A tentpole topic is a seasonal topic, such as Christmas in July, or Thanksgiving, or Halloween, or Christmas. Those are seasonal topics. They come around every year at the same time every year, but they're not searched all year round. You might start seeing Thanksgiving searched in maybe September, but after the Thanksgiving holiday is done, it's not searched again until next September. Christmas, so they'll start searching that in maybe September or even July for Christmas in July, but then it's done right after the Christmas holiday. So those are evergreen topics as compared to seasonal topics. And then one-off topics would just be something people may look for and they may not. So back to school is a tent pole because back to school is searched every year, usually starting in July and August and September. You're not usually looking for back to school in March. And then Laura's got her versus video. She's got her Goodwill versus Salvation Army for buying clothes. She's going to be talking about return policy, price point, etc. So yes, so that's a good versus video, Laura. And yes, Pat, evergreen topics are always relevant. So Teresa Rowan with Throwing Down Crafts said she never knew about evergreen. Well, Teresa, evergreen is where it's at because your evergreen topics, for example, my how to make macaroni and cheese video is evergreen. It is searched year round, and those views grow and grow and grow. Whereas some videos, you might get a lot of traction on them at one point, but then they're not searched any longer. For example, these videos that I do today on this channel on our Shoutout Sundays, this video is only going to be relevant probably for the next week, maybe two. But once you guys have watched the video, probably not very many people come back in 2 weeks and rewatch this video. You'll be watching the next Shoutout Sunday Show because you'll be wanting to look at updates on collabs and open advice and collabs, and the ones that we've done previously are old. So does that make sense for you guys? So let's see. So yeah, so Laura's got a good topic coming up. So all right, so that's what we mean by evergreen topics. And then Cheryl at iStyle My Style said that's a great topic, Laura. She's also doing one on Goodwill versus Salvation Army and Restore, but she's looking at that for home decor. And we kind of spotlighted Cheryl at iStyle My Style last week, and we mentioned that she was doing those particular videos. But you guys both have different audiences, and you can each do the same topic because you're putting your own spin on it. So yeah, so that's good. All right. So now the August challenge for the Sister Circle will have to do with the call to action. So I'm giving you guys a heads up because next Sunday is August 2nd. So any videos that you put up for the month of August, I am hoping that you can weave in the call to action and the call to action challenge. And so we're going to be looking at making a specific, definite call to action. And we're going to try to level up by 1%. And your leveling up is going to be being intentional about your call to action. So, hey, Michelle, good to have you with us. So the August challenge for the Sister Circle is to be intentional about the call to action. Carrot juice. Michelle's drinking carrot juice. Okay, so we're going to be intentional about the call to action. So that means if you haven't been thinking about it, I want to see if you can try to get it in there at least twice. If you can get it in there somewhere else that it makes sense, you can do that. So now, what's a call to action? When you invite people to subscribe, when you invite people to take some kind of action. It could be to subscribe. It could be to answer a question. It could be whatever it is that you choose it to be. But our August challenge is going to be intentional about the call to action, or the CTA, and then we'll see where we're going with that. So that's our August challenge, guys. So now let's start in August the 1st. We'll see what you get in there. All right. And let's see. Okay, so now let's start talking about the YouTube strategy session regarding, let's see, we did that. So we talked about making the one video, the versus video. So we got that done. What are the green check marks for? I'm not sure about what those are for. DIY with designs at CCW. Oh, I forgot her name. Just that quick, I forgot. Okay. Now, as you think about, let's back up for a second, and as we think about your versus videos, so we got a couple different things going on here. So we're also looking at our versus video, and I'm asking you, are you getting that on your editorial calendar? And if you're asking yourself, what's an editorial calendar? It's like a plan that you've got on your planner, on your calendar, where you've got the dates and the times, not the times, but the dates and the days of when you plan to do certain things. When you're going to shoot the video, when you're going to edit the video, when's it going to get uploaded? What's your theme or topic going to be for the month of August coming up? That kind of thing. And I will admit, I will make a plan, and then sometimes I'll get distracted and then I don't get it done. So I'm going to really try to stay focused for the month of August. Does anyone else ever have that happen? Does anyone else make a plan and then they don't get the plan carried out because they get distracted by something else? All right, so Candy, what awesome idea do you have? I must have missed it. So Pat says she's been doing calls to action all over the place, trying different things. I get it. I've been trying different things too. DIY Designs by CCW. Yeah, I do know that your name is Candy, but what is the other idea that Candy had that I missed? Because it sounds like it's a good idea that people are talking about. Okay. And sounds like Darcy at Darcy's Dime has just jumped on as well. Michelle said she gets off track all the time. And I tell you what, Michelle, it just seems like lately I just feel like I'm like a little hamster on a treadmill, like I can't keep up. So Carol said she usually puts it in her planner, but not always. And if I get things written down and I'm going back to check my planner, I'm doing better. But sometimes I'll get distracted, and then I'll get distracted, make a video, or something happens in life that throws me off track, and then I just feel like I'm behind. So yeah, that happens a lot. So, okay, so who's been working their editorial calendar? So Penny said she does plan. Carol said that she does better when she puts things down on her calendar. Well, you know, Sean Cannell said, what gets planned, what gets scheduled, gets done. So yeah, I'm trying to be better about that. Yeah, going back to the plan. Hey, Marilyn, it's good to have you with us. Okay, well, let's let's take a look at the video that we were assigned to watch tonight. And hopefully you guys got the opportunity to watch the video. And I have to tell you, the video really struck me as I was watching it. Oh, so Candy's thinking about doing a video versus move-in ready versus fixer-upper. Yeah, it's a good one. And Marilyn is painting and listening. Okay. Well, you know what? I was looking at the Derral Eves video, and it was about YouTube content strategy that every YouTuber should know. And it really made me look at my content a little bit differently. And it really made me look at my channel, and I was like, if people come to my channel, what do they see and what do they think my channel is about? So Carol says she's been trying to do at least 2 videos a week and put in extras if she has time, but she picks her top 2 videos for sure to film. And that's one of the things that we did talk about a little bit on about our Sean Cannell circle the other day about, what's the most important next video that you need to do. Hey, Scott at Virtual Dinner Party. Good to have you with us. Like, what's your next most important video that you need to make? Or what's the next most important action that you need to make to benefit your channel? And sometimes it's not always what you think you should do. So I'll just give you guys an example of how I got behind this week. So you guys know my mom has been ill. So it's really been taking a lot of my time doing some things with her, and then trying to stay on top of things around the house and trying to stay on top of things with my YouTube channel. And just, like when I did my air purifier review, I wanted to have gotten that one out sooner, but it came out later than I had intended. And so then that came out later, and I wanted to participate in Diva's Patio Paradise collaboration because I thought, okay, how can I make this on brand? So I thought I'll talk about it from the perspective of, my patio is surrounded by my kitchen garden. So I got that video shot. And then because I was late on the air purifier video, which I needed to get that done, and then I needed to get that a cleaning video done, I didn't get the video for the Patio Paradise edited. So that's still in the can. So it's like, that happens to me all the time. I just get backed up. So how many of you ever had that happen? So now Lifestyle of Laura was saying, how much worth is the short little intro in a video? Well, that short little intro can be very important, Laura. And I'll just jump in on that real quick, and then we'll get back on target. But the intro lets people know what the video is about. It lets them know if this is what they want to watch or not. So for example, the last video I posted was how to clean a glass cooktop stove. And so I started out that video just saying, that's a dirty cooktop, let's clean it up. And then I gave my, I went ahead and, I gave my little spinner or my little sting, and then I just started cleaning the cooktop. So people know right away, all right, she's talking about how to clean a glass cooktop. Do I have this problem? Do I have a nasty looking glass cooktop? Do I struggle with keeping it clean? If the answer to that is yes, then people will say, okay, I need to keep watching that. For those that say, you know what, I got a gas stove, I don't need to see this, well, then they may skip that. But your intro just lets people know what that video is about, and you want to keep that intro under 8 seconds. You want to get it like bam. So I might be a little bit lengthy on these live streams right here because typically we have about the same group of people all the time. But when I'm doing a video, I try to keep it really quick and short. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take care of ring around the collar. In this video, we are going to tackle men's dirty work clothes. And then I do my little bing, spin around thing, and then we move on. Now, some people, so when you say a summary of the channel, Laura, that's something different. That's your, okay, let me back up. I got it wrong. I was talking about the hook, and that hook is that first statement that I make when I introduce my video. So there's the hook, then there's the intro, and then there is your, no, there's the hook, and then there's your logo or sting, then there's your intro, and then there's your content. That's what you have. And then you have your call to action, at least at the end. So that's what you have. So when you're giving the hook, my hook is, that's a dirty cooktop, let's clean it up. My intro, or my bumper or logo, is next. And that's just like a little, I don't know, a little logo thing that I bought off Fiverr for less than $20. You know, they put that together for me. It is less than 8 seconds. So my hook and my intro together is less than 16 seconds. And then is my introduction, where I say, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. That's my introduction. My logo or my hook is just my little, you know, my little scales that says this and that, spins around, and then that's done. And then, you know, my intro, where I introduce myself, if we're just meeting, and blah, 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 blah. So there's that. And then I get into the content. So let's jump into it. And then I just start talking about it. All of those things are necessary so that people know what your video is about and who you are. But I have noticed a distinct change. One of the ladies that I follow, Faith and Flower, what she does is, you come into her video and she's already doing what she's going to do. And then she just starts talking. And then while she's talking, she says, you know, if you're new to my channel, and you already see her doing whatever. And Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life does this as well, where the video opens up, she's doing her thing, and then after she just starts her video, and then she'll introduce herself and go from there. So I have noticed a definite transition in how people are starting their videos. So, you know, there's that. So yeah, that's a big shift that I've seen. And I tried that on that last video. Let me find it real quick, if I can find that. I tried that on how to clean a stove. This is a dirty cooktop. Let's clean it up. And I showed my nasty stove. That's my logo or my sting. I'm going to use the Real Simple Clean cooktop. And then I just got right back into what I was going to be doing. I showed you what I was going to use. I started cleaning up the cooktop. And while I was cleaning the cooktop, I introduced myself. So I didn't cut away to me. I just kept focused on whatever I was doing. That is the new, I won't say new, but that is a trend that I've been watching, and I thought I would try it. Okay. So yeah, and you want to get your intro statement down to one line as much as possible. So it took me a long time, and it also took me Scott's help when he first joined us here, to get from, you know, I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman to I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker, because I realized that, you know what, there's a lot of men that are making homes these days, and I was leading them out. So, but try to get that intro down to as, you know, short as you can. And let's see, Tam is here, but I'm not sure which Tam, because I can't see. I missed that part. But Mary is here from YouTube Crisiona. So, hey, Maria, good to have you with us. So, and people are working on stuff. So, yeah, people are working on stuff. And that's the whole focus. That's why we're all here, so that we can learn to work on this strategy. So, Laura said she feels like that on today's video, she nailed it. So now we're going to have to check her out. So, to see what she did. Lifestyle of Laura. Let me look to see if I can find you real quick. If there's no music that's on there that I can get in trouble for, we'll just see. Lifestyle of Laura. Do you have any music in your opener, Laura? So this is the one you uploaded today.
Hello everyone, it's Laura. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to organize your drawers after you declutter them. And I'm going to share with you my #1 tool for organizing my drawers. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you my #1 tool for organizing my drawers. This tool was a game changer and has helped me stay organized over the years. This video is in collaboration with Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life. She is hosting a 30-day decluttering challenge where every day you declutter one drawer for 30 days.
So she's been on 26 seconds and she really pretty much told us what she was going to do. So yeah, I thought you did a pretty good job with that. She told us pretty quickly what the video was going to be about, who she was doing it with, in less than 26 seconds. So she had that done. So hey, pretty good. All right. And then people are talking about Instagram. You know, Pat, your name may be part of your channel, but I may have missed that when I look at that. And here's the thing. It's not that because, you know, your name is part of the channel. You want to tell them a little bit about yourself. You want to give them a little bit of authority. So even though yours is Pat's Home Craft, and I'll have to check you out to see what that is about. But I'm Pat. And this is what I do, and then move on. Now, one of the things that I do is I did change my credentialing statement toward the end. So in the beginning, I might say, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, subscribe. Then at the very end, I'll say something like, and just so you know, to give my additional authority or credentials, just so you know, I've raised 3 children and I've managed a home for more than 45 years. So that's why I add that in there so that people know, yeah, she's been making a home for a while. So she ought to know a little bit about it. So that's my second call to action, or the last one, where I will say, so because I've done these things and this is what I know and I can teach you this, subscribe. So that's what I do there too. And you guys are talking Instagram. It's such a chore. Such a chore. All right. So now I'm going to get over to the video that was tonight's video assignment. So I'm going to let you guys talk about Instagram over there. I'm going to try not to look because you guys know how distractible I can be. But I do know I probably need to be in on that conversation because people say they get new viewers from Instagram. I just can't keep up with Instagram. But okay. So one of the things that I was looking at when I was watching the Derral Eves video, he was saying that when people come to your channel, what is your YouTube content about? Like, what is it that they think they're coming to get? And he says that, you know, if your channel has no growth or little growth, that we need to evaluate the content that we're putting out on YouTube. And he also answers the question as to what is content. So if you have not seen this video, please take a look at it. And it is already linked in the description box because I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And he says content is the title, the thumbnail, the hook, and the description. So it's all those pieces that make up the content, and each piece is important. The title, the thumbnail, the hook. And remember, you say the hook and the description in the description box. And the other thing to keep in mind is the hook that you say, you say the hook should be in the title somehow, but definitely in the description box. That hook that you said in the title that you said in the video needs to be in your description box, because remember, YouTube is listening. So one of the things he talked about was looking at the data. And I've really tried to do a better job of looking at the data. I will admit, I don't always understand all the data, but I'm beginning to understand the average viewer duration a lot better. And hey, Sandy, good to have you with us. And I think I spoke to Carla and Maria. So, and Stephanie, hey, how are you doing as well? I see you've jumped on. So when we look at that, looking at the data, he says you want to consider like looking at your impressions versus your click-through rate. And that based upon that, your impressions and your click-through rate is determined by how many people actually click on your thumbnail. So I know all of us have been working at making better thumbnails. And Carol, I must say, I love the last thumbnail that I saw of yours, something about having time to thrift, and you had this clock, and then your word said having time to thrift. I just thought it was a nice play on words. And I've really been seeing you level up on your thumbnails, and I've been trying to do the same thing as well. So it looks like V is on with us. I'm not sure which V it is because we have 3 Vs, but hey, V, I'm glad to have you with us. Oh, Designs by V. Hey, V, you have been on for a good while. And then Susan Southern Cooking joined us as well. I think Susan Southern Cooking is new. So if you guys want to say hello to Susan at Susan Southern Cooking. And then Susan, we've got another cooking channel on, Scott from the virtual dinner party. So, hey. So anyway, one of the things that we should be considering doing is looking at the data. And then based on the data is how we should determine what our next video content should be. And I don't know, he had this little model where he showed, where the model talks about, let me see, what your brand stands for, and then what does the audience care about. And then in the center was this little overlap that he said was the sweet spot of the content that you ought to make. And he showed a case study of a channel that was about being a lawyer or how to go to law school that he just kind of walked you through that really made a lot of difference to me. It just really made a lot of sense to me. Okay, Susan, hey, glad to have you with us. So I'm not sure whose thumbnails are awesome, if they're Marilyn's or Carol's, but yeah, we've been working at getting our thumbnails better. So I did take a look at the statistics on my last video that was up, which was the how to clean a glass top stove. So I'm going to go to my YouTube statistics and see what it says. So when I looked at that, when I looked at the data on that video, and the data on that video was crazy because somehow or another, the way I had set it to deploy, it didn't deploy. When I set it to deploy, it looked like it had been deployed a full day than it was, but it was supposed to deploy yesterday at like 1:45. I don't know what was going on with that YouTube data. And I know there's been a problem with the YouTube data being reported accurately a couple of days ago. But this one was just crazy. But regardless, it says that on this particular video, there was 133 views on that video, which is down from most of my videos. And I was looking at the numbers and I was thinking, well, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, even when I looked at it, it said after the first 22 hours that I only had 28 views on the video. I'm like, the video hasn't even been deployed for 22 hours. So it just didn't make any sense. So now Carol said she watched the video twice, but she can't figure out how to get in the sweet spot. And she couldn't translate his example of the lawyer channel to her channel. Carol, I was doing the same thing. I was trying to figure out, well, how do I get in the sweet spot? And so what I really did was think about, what is my channel about? And my channel is about homemaking, traditional homemaking, cooking, cleaning, laundry. That's what my channel is about. So then I thought, well, what does my audience care about? And I thought, well, my audience cares about having a clean home, a comfortable, clean home. They care about being able to make nutritious, filling meals. And they care about having clean clothes. So I thought, okay, that's what they care about. But like how to get right there in the middle, thank you, Carol, I wasn't sure. So I really tried to drill down and think longer about that. And I thought, so what is it that I really want to do? Who am I really aimed at? Because I know most of you guys that are on here are not my ideal customer avatar or my ICA, my ideal customer avatar. Ideal customer avatar. Most of you guys are not it, but some of you guys are. For example, 50 Tashi is my ideal customer avatar or my ICI. She's a young bride. The young bride, the young person, the millennial, male or female who just moved out and set up housekeeping on their own, that's my ideal customer avatar. So and you know what, Michelle, I thought about that. And we talked about this very thing with Derral Eves when we were looking at the thumbnails about whether or not this information relates to the things that a lot of us as women talk about. Cooking, cleaning, homemaking, that kind of thing. But Carol said she liked the example of thinking of one person and making videos for that person. So she said she's going to ponder that. And I did get a comment from Tashi on the clean cooktop video, and she said, thank you for this video. She says, I'm newly married, and these are the kinds of things that I'm trying to learn. And those are the kinds of comments that I've been getting a lot. One of the things that I've noticed is that my demographics have shifted. So I've been looking at the data, and my demographics have shifted. And what the demographics is showing is that my average viewer today is between 25 and 35. So I'm attracting the people that I want to attract. But what are the kinds of things that they want to know? Well, how to clean a cooktop, how to clean a toilet, simple, basic things like that. Those are the kinds of things that they're looking for, or how to make simple, cozy, comfortable, nourishing meals. So yeah, Michelle, I was thinking about that same thing. So Pat said my audience usually needs inspiration to get off the couch to clean, meaning that would be her. But it's funny though, when I went to a YouTube conference, I did meet a young lady there. She was about 22. And we, you kind of move around and you have to go and sit at a table and meet someone different. So I told her what I was doing and she was like, oh, I need that stuff. And she gave me a whole list of things that she needed to learn how to do, like how to operate a washer and dryer and things like that, things that she didn't learn how to do at home. So those, so that's my sweet spot as far as the audience is that young millennial or that new bride that's trying to set up housekeeping, homemaking, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm still trying to struggle with that. And then Michelle said, yes, so many of her subbies say that she motivates them to clean. I think we can. So Mary at Rocky Mountain Garden said, can we think of that person who comments on our videos often and what they seem to like and want? I think you can, but here's the other thing that it took me over a year to learn. When people ask you a question, rather than just typing the answer out, which that's okay to do, write that down, because that question is something that the people who are coming to you want to know about. And if you start to get more and more and more of those questions, then you know, okay, you're onto something. So I've been getting lots of young men, particularly, because I kept thinking, why am I getting all these guys? And I could tell they were young guys. Well, they're young men, and they're watching my How to Keep Towels Soft and Fluffy video. How to, do their white shirts. So maybe they're working in an office and they have to wear white shirts. One of the men said, was a young guy, and he said, you know what? I shared this video with a couple of my friends. He said, I didn't learn how to do this at home. So several of them have said, we didn't learn this stuff at home. Now we're out on our own and we need to know how to do it. So what I've been doing is writing down those questions, and I've got like a little a notebook where I just kind of put those questions in, but it's letting me know that more of my videos need to apply to those young people who are just starting to learn how to do things. And yes, Carol was saying she's thinking of asking more people what videos they want her to make. But yes, usually only a few will reply. I don't know what to say about that, but the ones that do reply, just consider that if one person replies and says this, there's probably more of them out there that has the same question. So yes. So Laura was saying that Michelle is very relatable. And yes, she is. She's very relatable in the way she, moves around her house and talks about what she's doing. So that is one good question. Like, I like to watch Melissa Maker at Clean My Space. And she always asks at the end of every video almost, what video would you like to see her make next? Or she'll put it in the comment section and she'll pin it to the top. Or she'll ask you a question in such a way that when you answer it, it lets her know what's the next video that you need to make. So even though you guys might find this video, you might ask yourself, how does this relate to me? If you watch it a couple of times, you might sort it out. So Carol says she's happy that people are asking organizing questions on her live. Pat's Homecraft says that the strategy of asking viewers what they want doesn't work. But Pat, this is something you can do. Now, I don't know if your Pat Homecraft is about crafts, like, some kind of DIY stuff, or if your home crafting is just a way of saying homemaking. If it's a way of saying homemaking, and tell me which your home craft is referring to. If your craft is homemaking, go to other homemaking channels and see what their viewers are asking. That'll be a good way to do that. Okay, so I'm going to speed up. So my question was going to be, do you think something like that might work for you? So if your viewers aren't asking you questions, go to 2 or 3 other channels that talk about the same stuff that you'd like to talk about and see what they want to know. And then also dig more into your analytics. So Carol said, it sounds like you've got more to do with the analytics, and it does. One of the things that Derral had us do in the first 30-day challenge, and I think he's going to be starting it again, so I would encourage you guys to sign up for it, because I did learn a lot, even though some of the stuff I was like, I think it's worth doing it. But one of the things that he had us do was take a look at our top 5 videos in the last, say, 48 hours. But it had to be a video that was more than 6 months old. And then the top 5 videos in the last 3 months. And 3 of the top 5 for me were the same. And it was how to keep towels soft and fluffy. One of them was a unicorn, because it had to do with making your own hand sanitizer or disinfectant or something like that. And the other was my macaroni and cheese video. So Michelle wants to know, have we all seen Sophia at My Grade Challenge outro on her videos? Well, I haven't watched Sophia in a while. I'll check her out. I love her, but I haven't seen her latest outro. So I'll check it out to see what's going on, because I do like Sophia. What is she doing, Michelle? So anyway, one of the things that I realized that I needed to do after watching this video, YouTube strategies that, every YouTuber should know, is I stepped back and I took a look at my channel, and I tried to look at what is the content on my channel. So when I looked at it, I thought, if you came to my channel, what would you see? And what might you think that my channel is about? And when I talk about my channel, what I'm talking about is my This and That with Denise Jordan, because Pat and a couple of the other ladies, this channel that we're on here, this particular channel, we only talk about YouTube strategy here. And the only reason I came up with this channel is because we had formed this group to talk about YouTube strategy, and I had to get it off of my This and That with Denise channel. So it's my main channel, This and That with Denise, that I'm talking about. And when I just kind of grossly look here at the 10 videos, the 12 videos that I can see, the first one is my how to clean a glass cooktop stove. The second one is how to properly wear a face mask. The next one is the air purifier. The next one is my This and That Thursday show, where I talk about bar soap versus hand wash, then how to brine a turkey, container garden, early morning garden work. So I'm wondering, am I all over the place or what? I mean, all of the things that I talk about are related to homemaking in some way, specifically the how to clean a cooktop. You can see that loud and clear. How to wear a face mask. Well, you wonder, well, how does that relate to homemaking? Well, my thought was, number one, I was stepping outside my homemaker role and back into my nursing role to address it, because people that go on my TNT channel kept asking me about it, and several people asked me to make a how to wear a mask video. That's number one. But the other thing, as homemakers, my thought was, well, we got to wear them. Our families have to wear them. Sounds like something we need to know. So, hey, Nicole, I didn't realize you were here. So there's that. So I don't know. When I talk about bar soap versus hand soap, again, that's related to homemaking in some way. So there's the thing. It's like, okay, so am I still like out there too much? So that's what Derral Eves was encouraging us to do, is to really look at our content and look at the numbers on the different videos that we're getting. Now, personally, if I could get 10, 15, 20,000 views on a video, I would be so thrilled. But he didn't seem to think that was very good for the person he was working with. I'd love to get 20,000 views on every video. I'm not there yet. But, that's just something to think about. So I'm really going to dive deeper into my analytics and look at, like what I'm making, and think about my ideal person as either someone like Tashi, who's newly married, or someone like London or James, who just moved out and they're being an adult on their own. They've got their own place for the very first time. So there's that. And it sounds like that we all need to take a look at Sophia at My Great Challenge. Let me write that in there. I've watched some of her. I love her videos. Her channel is called My Great Challenge. And her great challenge is homemaking. She's got, I think, 2 boys and a husband. And it's just all about her and her husband and, working through things. So sounds like her outro is pretty good. So maybe we need to look at that. So Michelle said, sounds like she needs to niche down. Here's the other question we want to ask ourselves. How many subscribers do we need? How many subscribers do we need to feel validated? My thought was, if I could get 25,000 subscribers, I would feel validated. Then I thought, well, 25,000 is not a magic number. What is making me think that? Because if you have 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers, but they're dedicated subscribers, they're watching your videos, you're getting 1,000 to 2,000 views on every video, and your watch time is doing well, you can make good money with just that number. So I don't know. So I'm going to work on that, but I'm going to definitely take a step back and really examine my channel, really look at my analytics, and then look at the questions that my viewers have been asking and see what is it that I need to do. I've gotten some more cleaning videos that I've got to get done, because people are asking about those. So Laura, you said you see someone that cleans and decorates for every micro season. What does that mean? I must have missed something. Yeah, I take 1,000 on every video, because I don't get that. So, but I'm going to check out Sophia at My Great Challenge. I haven't looked at her for a while. Okay. Yeah, Michelle. I think you've got. There was a research study that they talked about on the Sean Cannell channel that talked about all you really need is 1,000 good, dedicated, ride or die people. If you get those 1,000 dedicated subscribers, that whatever you put up, they watch. That's all you really need, because once you start putting those things up, then they'll start to, if you have something that you want to share or sell or whatever, they're more likely to consider looking at purchasing and looking at that already. So I don't know. Sometimes we look at those vanity metrics and we get off track. But yes, you do want to answer every single question. So I am going to look more into my channel analytics. So now let's look at the open invites and collabs real quick. But before I do that, let me just ask you, what's your next action step? How are you going to level up by 1% for the next video? We want to try to level up by 1% in every video. So what's your next action step? All right. I've really been working at my thumbnails. I think I'm getting better at them, but they still have a long way to go. Yes, Pat, I hear you. All right. So now looking at open invites and collabs, and I'm going to speed through them. I'm just going to list what they are. I'm not going to give a lot of detail. You can go over and look at the invite videos. So July 26th, which is today, is the Clean Your Drawers Challenge. And this is week 4 of Michelle's Clean Your Drawers Challenge. And her and I believe this week is the Lifestyle with Laura. So Michelle and Laura's videos are in that challenge this week. And then today also is the Sunday Fun Day collaboration hosted by Deco Easy and Ginger Chic Rehab, and they're going to be hosting this Sunday Fun Day, I believe, on the first Sunday of every month. So that's going to be coming along to every month, so you want to check that out. And so those are the two that dropped today. And then July 28th is the Hollywood Glam DIY hosted by Glamour Ellen, Ant's Place, and Tammy at Me, Myself, and DIY in it. So there's that one you guys want to be sure and check out. And they want you to come up with some kind of a Hollywood Glam DIY. So make sure you check out the invite video so that you can know a little bit more about it. But you can just create either a old Hollywood, new Hollywood, you know, vintage Hollywood, whatever, but some kind of a DIY. Video upload date is Wednesday, July 28th at 8 a.m. Eastern. And then on July 30th is Nicole at Nesting Haven's 3rd annual Thriftmas in July. And remember, for it to be a thrift haul, and they're only thrift hauls for this video, you've got to have 7 items or more. So, and Nicole said she needs to get better at posting consistent days and times. Her videos, her channel did better when she did that. Okay. And Teresa, participating in collabs and challenges is a way to get more active on your channel, to get more views and subscribers and that kind of thing. But let me encourage you to consider doing things that are on brand. So yes, a schedule would be very important. On July 30th is the Entryway Decor collaboration hosted by Tammy Thompson at TVMG, where she wants you to spruce up your entryway for the month of July. And she's hosting this one monthly, I believe, as well. And July 31st is the Get It Done Challenge hosted by Nicole Northgarden. And this is a monthly challenge as well. And what she wants you to do is to pick a project and just get it done, because you know how it is with you get something started, then you get sidetracked and you don't get it finished. So there's that. August 2nd is the Foodie DIY Challenge hosted by DIY with Nadia and co-hosted by Sandy at the Chauvin's Nest. And this one you need to have a create a DIY incorporating the food of the month, which this month is watermelon. Another one on August 2nd is the Clean Your Drawers Challenge. So this should be the 5th one in the 5-part series for Michelle's Clean Your Drawers Challenge. And on this last week, her partner is going to be Carol at My Blessed Nest. So there's been a couple of our ladies right here in the sister circle that's been participating in that collaboration. As well as another one on August 2nd is the Open Invite monthly collaboration to grow your YouTube channel's mastermind influencers team. So let me say that again because I goofed that up. Michelle says, is a schedule important or just posting consistently the same amount of days each week? Well, sometimes a schedule, like people know that every Tuesday and Friday you're going to upload a video is important and they'll come look for you every Tuesday and Friday. That's what the gurus say, is to try to do it that way. But at least if it's twice a week, about the same times a week, that'll be good. Like, for example, you guys know every Sunday night at 7:45 is the Shoutout Sunday Show with Denise Jordan. If I forget to send out the announcement, people still come because they expect me at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday night. That can be very powerful. So I'm trying to get a show on Thursday, every Thursday night at 7:15 p.m. where I talk about homemaking things. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that up because with things going on with my mom right now, I just don't know if I can keep that going. Okay, so August 2nd there's a team of people called the Mastermind Influencers Team, and they are hosting a monthly invite where you are encouraged to post a YouTube video sharing tips about YouTube strategy. So the tips could be things that you learned that were helpful to you. It could be things not to do. It could be something related to the different genres that you participate in. But what they want you to do is to create a video, and you can theme it any way you want, but where you give helpful tips to people to grow their YouTube channel. So it's a mastermind of 6 people. These people include Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living. She's the founder. And then Penny at Penny's Place, Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie, Sandy from Grandma Sandy, In from Renters Live Luxury with In, and then Ditz at Ditzy Ditz. They are making up that mastermind team. And Nicole says to study your analytics and see what time you get the most views and try to post your videos around that time, because the amount of views you get in the first hour or two helps your video to trend and get recommended. And that is very true. Yeah, Michelle, I'm the same way. It's like I can just barely keep up. So there's that. August 3rd is the Chic for Cheap DIY Challenge. And this is hosted by Christy Creates DIY and co-hosted by Crafting with Maria. And this challenge will be hosted the first Monday of every month. And their invite is on Instagram, as well as you can find some information about it on their channel. So be sure to check that out. But like I said, I found the invite on Instagram. Don't ask me how. What was I doing on Instagram? I don't know. But somehow I came across it. Or maybe I saw it somewhere and it said the invitation was on Instagram. So I went over to Instagram to get the information. But it's the August 3rd Chic for Cheap DIY Challenge, hosted by Christy Creates DIY and co-hosted by Crafting with Maria. On August 3rd is the Tier Trade Challenge for August, hosted by Metal Hill Home and DIY. Now, this lady hosts a tier challenge every month, and so, okay, Laura, I'm going. So every month, and so the tier challenge trade host is August 3rd. You can use 1, 2, or 3 levels, whatever you want. And there are several of our ladies participating in that one for July. For example, Candy at CCW and then Kiki DIYs. Both of them were mentioned when she talked about some of the best ones that she saw. August 8th is the all-white end of summer tablescape hosted by the Sophisticated Ladies. And there are several ladies who make up that group. It's a new group, and it is composed of, if it ain't cheap, I'm not buying it, Simply Divine at 70, Tammy Thompson TV MG. It's Just Me, Robin, and Levels of Style with Sandra, and Savings with Miss V. The particular video that I saw was the one by, I think it was the Savings with Sandra is the one that I saw. Or is this the one that has Tam at Love My Babies Forever? Are you in this Sophisticated Level Ladies group? Because I'm thinking that might be the video that I saw. Okay. But the title of the video is End of Summer All White Party 20. So you can check out any one of those ladies' channels and you should be able to see it. So let me. So yes, so Tam, it's your video that I saw at Love My Babies Forever. So it's the all white end of summer tablescape. So be sure and go to the invite videos to check that out. And most of them are up because I saw them populate in the suggestion bar as I was looking at Tam's video. August 13th is the Pinterest Inspired DIY Challenge hosted by Domestic Diva DIY. August 15th is the Green with Envy Tablescape hosted by Fabulous Designs on a Budget. August 16th, August 15th, 1-5 as well, is the English High Tea Open Invite with Grandma Sandy. So she's helping having an open invite for you to host an English high tea. So her invite video, well, her reminder that the invite video is coming is up. So you'll want to be sure to check that out. But it sounds like a lot of fun. But it's going to drop on August 15th. But an English high tea open invite with Grandma Sandy. August 16th is a Pink and Green Tablescape 2020 hosted by Vandessa at Viology, TMB Designs, Diva Designing on a Dime with Kimberly Davis, and Waddy's House. I thought we got a bunch of AKAs hosting a Pink and Green Tablescape. Is that what we got going on here, ladies? Let me know. Just curious. So Nicole says she wants to have an English high tea party. So fun. Well, jump in on Grandma Sandy's tea party because her collabs are fun. And then August 18th is the Fall Farmhouse DIY Challenge hosted by Sandy at the Chauvin's Nest and co-hosted by Carol at My Blessed Nest. August 22nd is the Summer Vignette Collab hosted by Cheryl at I Style My Style and co-hosted by Bree at Bree's Project Book. And let's see, August 22nd as well, the Summer to Fall Transition Tablescape Open Invite. And this one is hosted by, did I write it down? This one is hosted by Candy at DIY Designs, co-hosted by Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me, and Tammy at Me, Myself, and DIYing It. So that sounds fun. And then August 28th, the last one that I've got, is the Fall Lantern Collaboration hosted by Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner. And you know Kenya hosts this every season. So there are a lot of these collaborations that I would love to participate in, but I have to ask myself, is this on brand? You know, how can I make a tea party on brand? August 14th is Heidi's. Heidi's what? Heidi's, is it a back to school collaboration for Heidi? All right. August 14th, back to school. Heidi. I'll check her channel so that I can find the details because I always do that. Thank you, Mary. It's 9 o'clock. So guys, I'm going to need to be wrapping this up. So let me just check a couple other things. So the tea party sounds like a lot of fun. Back to school time is coming. So Mary, you ladies should do another tea party. Pat, who ladies? Which ladies are you talking about? I'm not sure, but Sandy is doing a tea party, a high tea, so that one's coming up. Oh, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. That Mad Hatter's Tea Party was hosted by Secondhand Tracy Ann, and she's not doing that right now. August 23rd is the No Rush Gold Challenge. And the invite came out today. August 23rd, the No Rush Gold Challenge. I'm not putting any September ones in yet. Just trying to get to get through August, but I'll put the September one on my master list. But Stephanie, remind me later in case I forget. August 14th. That's crap. So the August 14th is the Heidi. Okay, so I got that. And then August 23rd is the No Rush Gold Challenge. And that is If It Ain't Cheap. And the invite video came out today. And that's nice to know because I can go to her channel and look at her invite video. And see, Stephanie, I'll get yours on the master list. So that when I start putting out the September challenges, I can have that ready to go. And if you guys have any others, you know, that are going to be in September, email me those and I can get them on my master list so that as I'm preparing the list for each week, I can let you guys know. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to rush. I got to get over to my mom's now, help my sister get her ready for bed. But the question, just keep in mind that our August challenge for the Sister Circle is call to action, is to try to level up with your call to action. Try to figure out to get one at least in the beginning and at the end, or somewhere the beginning through the middle. And yes, Carla, we should all have a productive week. And I'm so glad you guys joined me tonight. I really do. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys. And, you know, because you guys make me think about stuff that I need to do. And so I'm really going to examine what's going on my channel. You know, because when I take a look at it, and I'll just kind of let you guys see, when I look at it here, I'm like, so when people look at this, can they tell that my channel is about homemaking, cooking, cleaning, laundry? It's like, what's their impression? So I don't know. But I thank you guys for giving me the information about the new collabs. Be sure and email me any that's going to be in, well, any that I didn't have on the list, be sure to email them to me. But I'll check Kel's channel to see what she's got going on. Good night, ladies, and thank you for joining me tonight. I'll see you next time.